right? And I start to extend, and he gets a little bit away from me. Look, I'm not sitting here while Ethan moves away from me. I am going with him. Yeah, so I can pair sit and end up on this side.
Sometimes I come in and I'm just having fun because I love being here. This camp has been like one of the first real times where I've been like, okay, I really want to win gold. I really want to go out and represent the Forge well. And so I've really done everything I can in my power, even in my own personal time, outside of the Forge.
Long term, I'd love to be a world champion, and I'll work towards that, especially in the adult division. So I have a couple of years before I can move on to the Masters division. And I really want to keep growing the gym and growing the school and becoming a better teacher to make these lower belts better. So I have more training partners.
There's 3 women in my bracket. I would really, like, if it is meant to be, I would really like to secure gold. Like, I feel like it's a natural progression. Bronze, silver, it's gold. But I've had, you know, health stuff going on. If it's not my time, somebody else is better than me, then it is what it is.
It's, like, I feel like it's by far the best gym in Oklahoma City. There's definitely just a lot of talent, and it's a good training group, and they like to actually train really hard.
My name is Ethan Sample. I am a blue belt, and I train at the Forge Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Edmond, Oklahoma, although I live in Guthrie, Oklahoma. The main instructor that I've trained under since my start in the sport has been Steve Jones. He's one of the main instructors here at the Forge. But I've taken classes, I've done classes with all of the other instructors here. Robert Harper, he's like the head instructor of the gym. Livingston McKenzie, really, he's the scariest guy on the planet. I fear for anybody that ever wants to pick a fight with him. He's like literally so scary. And then Austin Morris, he really stepped up in teaching right around the time I feel like I started training here. He was like coming up into teaching a lot more. Steve and I are kind of like, honestly, in a way, my inner voice is him. I'm so used to hearing him in my competitions to coach me and stuff. He's so much influenced and inspired my game from like the stuff that we've learned in competition and taking from different people and stuff, but like just the stuff that we worked on from the very beginning, like close guard. I feel like we've developed a system and we really enjoy it. And it's getting better because guys like Jet find holes in everything.
With Ethan, he's like, he never like wants me to win. He's always just like, he's working to beat me, I feel like, and he's getting there a few times. He has a lot more, how do I put this, mat IQ than the average blue belt. You know, he's really knowledgeable about the positions and the transitions you need to make to get into like the positions and the escapes. He's always working to not let me do what I want to do, which is great for me because he's like a young athletic training partner who's like looking to stop what I'm doing, which makes me better at what I'm trying to do.
Connect to his elbow and drag through.
So in 2020, me and my training partner were 2 of the bigger guys at our gym that we were previously at. And we learned a lot at that gym, but we needed more. We needed a challenge to start getting better because we knew each other so well that rounds together were fun, but it's very hard to break this pattern that you get into after you're training with someone your entire grappling life. And so we started branching out a little bit and doing some cross training at other gyms. And then I met the instructors that were at the Forge, Tyler and Livingston and Trevor, Chris Cunningham, and they were so welcoming. Even though I wasn't a member, I was just coming to open mats, just training, trying to push them, and they were trying to push me. They exposed me to so many new aspects of grappling that I had previously kind of neglected, and were so helpful and kind about trying to make me better that I knew that that was the spot I needed to be at to reach the next level. So mainly I do coaching and camp building and like organizing classes and themes and stuff like that. So me and Josh, we built the kids program and all the techniques and goals and what we want to teach in that. And then me and Livingston, we helped kind of create more structure in the adult side of things, theming each month. And then I pretty much handle all of our competition stuff, whereas building camps, trying to identify what people need to work on, what we need to do drill-wise and skill-wise to kind of fill in the holes during competition practice and stuff like that.
What initially drew me to jiu-jitsu was my kids trained for a long time. They trained for a few years, and I watched them train, and I thought I probably could do this. It looked really fun. I've never done any sort of sport or martial art or anything in my entire life. This is not the norm for me. It was just because I saw my kids enjoying it and that it looked really challenging, and the people all here seemed very nice, so I thought I'd give it a try. The coaches here, honestly, are some of my best friends. Austin, Liv, the owner, Chris, Steve. I would trust any of them with my life. That's one beautiful thing about our gym is if I literally got into a car wreck after I got my purple belt, and the first person that called me was Livingston, and he was like, "Where are you? We're gonna come get you." The whole team had gone out after the promotion ceremony. Anybody in this gym, I would give the shirt off my back and they would do the same. So for sure, our coaches here are amazing. The women's team, same thing. Our women here are great, and it's not just teammates. We are really a second family. I've had an interesting competition run. It was really difficult during my white and blue belt years competing. I've competed since white belt, but I don't really feel like I found my stride until last year, or really at the end of my blue belt, beginning of purple belt. Defining moment in jiu-jitsu that solidified my passion for the sport, definitely last year placing silver at Nogi Pans, and it was a really close match. It was tied 2-2, and I lost by one advantage, so obviously not the, as the memes say, outcome that I wanted, but it proved to me that in my weight class and in my age bracket, I was definitely supposed to be there.
I've learned so much since then, dude, that I'm not even the same guy anymore. My strategy's changed a little bit, but I really feel confident. And I'm hoping that my gas tank can last me, because I know my bracket's gonna be pretty big at Pans. And so that's really that's my only concern. I feel like I have great cardio and great conditioning, but battles happen on the mat sometimes and they wear you down, and so I want to be able to sustain my energy, and so I'm really trying to hope that my strategy works. I just feel like I've been putting in a lot of hard work, and that I'll make the podium for sure. So, God willing, that's what I'm gonna go out there and do. And that really, at the end of the day, I'm just hoping to glorify and honor the Lord on and off the mat the best I can.
Training at the Forge has developed me as a jiu-jitsu athlete because there ain't no place like it. I've trained at some really amazing gyms with very hard training. I think the combination of the people in our gym and the culture we have and the fact that we train very hard makes it just the greatest place. People here go to war. It is not, I mean, one of my friends that trains here, she's like, this ain't ballet. And I'm like, it's true, it's not, it's really hard training. And of course there are fundamentals classes for things. There are for people who are, don't want to be in the meat grinder kind of thing, stereotype that I've heard other people call our gym. And it actually annoys me when people say that, because training hard does not mean that we're a meat grinder. It just means that we are training hard. Like we are here to learn how to get better. We are here to work hard. We're here to make each other better. So I think the Forge is the jam.
The hardest part of any camp is not really the physical work. Most everybody will just do work if you tell them to, in some capacity. It's always emotional and mental problems that'll arise because you're with these people for a long time and you're going to get frustrated. Even if they're your best friend, you're going to get frustrated. They're going to get frustrated. You've seen each other for 9 weeks, multiple hours a day in a combat sport. You know each other too well at the end, and so none of your stuff works, none of their stuff works. You're going to get frustrated. So learning how to step back and accept that and know that it's part of the process, and how to communicate that to everybody so that everybody understands, is probably the hardest part. I always try and base my game around, at least my top game, my offensive strategy around a front headlock. I love the front headlock because any of my submissions that I try and go to from there, the escapes from those submissions generally lead me back into a front headlock where I can try again or just keep them there in this little cycle of. But strategy-wise, I build my game off of 3 things. I tell people you need to know how the match is going to start and you need to know how the match is going to end. Everything in the middle is kind of fluid, but if you know how you're going to start and you know how you're going to end, you have some place to go if you get lost.